Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Ryan Nordahl here, and today I want to talk about what you can do to reduce the risk of Lyme's disease this summer when you're out doing your habitat projects, working on food plots, setting stands, mowing your access trails and whatnot. You know, Lyme's disease is something I've battled with, and I've battled with it here recently as well. Just a couple weeks ago I come down with a bad case of Lyme's disease. And I know where I got it from. I was down in northern Missouri, and I did everything to try to prevent it as much as I could from ticks biting me, but they still got to me. I mean, the ticks this year are just horrendous. They've been horrendous since early spring, and I think with the lack of snow and really the lack of cold, and this is just my opinion. You know, this isn't based on science or anything as far as my opinion goes. But I think just the lack of extreme cold weather this past winter too had a great deal of impact on the amount of ticks that there are this spring and summer. But Lyme's disease, auriculosis, and I can't remember the other one or two tick-borne diseases there are. They're not to be taken lightly by any means. I was sick for 3-4 days. I battled through the first 2 or 3 days, up and down with how well I felt or anything. But I know there was a Monday there after that particular weekend that I was just completely wiped out for that first half of the day. And then I got to, started to get better. And, I went to see the doctor, got on doxycycline and whatnot. I even visited a chiropractor, and I think, because Lyme's disease can affect, certain nerves as well. Back in 2021, my little boy at that time, he was battling Lyme's disease, and he actually ended up getting Erb's palsy, facial paralyzation from a tick bite, and that had an effect, that come from a nerve block to his, from his cervical vertebrae to his face. And it was a severe case, and I think, in my opinion, going to the chiropractor helped him recover from that condition a lot sooner than just, drug therapy would have gotten him there. But the things I do to help reduce the risk of Lyme's disease, treating my clothes with permethrin. I spray down my clothes prior to heading to the woods, the clothes that I'm going to wear. I let them dry outside, naturally, and that's when that permethrin really starts to work and help keep the ticks off of you. Nothing's 100%. Wearing light colored clothing like I have on here, you can see them a lot better with these blue jeans. I wear tan colored pants, like khaki colored pants quite a bit, mainly because they're lightweight, especially in the heat of the summer like this. They're lightweight, they're cool, a lot cooler than denim jeans like I have on here today. But anyway, they're light colored, this lighter gray t-shirt and these light colored blue jeans, they help those ticks stand out a lot better if they do happen to get on you. As far as tick removal goes, one of the best ways that I found to remove a tick, and I wish I had a clip here of me removing a tick, because it does work the way I do it. I don't squeeze them with the tweezers. I don't squeeze them with my fingers to get them off of me. I take a Q-tip with a dab of liquid soap on the one end, and I work the base. If he's bit into me, I work the base of his head, rotating that Q-tip around. And he doesn't like that. And the way he bites into you, the way a tick's jaws are designed with barbs on it, they're almost impossible to pull out. And in my opinion, again, this is my opinion, I think when you squeeze a tick, especially the ones that do carry Lyme's, like a Lone Star tick, the deer ticks, the black legs, and they've got that orange around the outside of them. I believe those are the ones that carry the most tick-borne disease. But when you squeeze them with your fingers or tweezers, I believe that that's when the poison is injected into you. Not saying that's the only way that it can happen, but I think that you're at a higher risk when you do it that way. So I take that Q-tip and I just work around the base, And you got to be patient with it. And that's, you know, that's the key. You just got to be patient, be consistent with it, and just slowly rub around the base of his head. And eventually, he don't like that soap. And eventually, he'll be right on your Q-tip. You just flush him down the toilet. Don't flush a Q-tip down the toilet. You'll have to flick him off in there. Flush him down the toilet, burn him, whatever you got to do to get rid of that darn thing. I don't like ticks. I hate being sick from Lyme's disease. I've dealt with it twice now, 2 years in a row. It took me 45 years to finally come down with Lyme's disease. I'm 46 now. I just dealt with it here a couple weeks ago. It's nothing to be messed with. You can get severely sick from it. Again, you know, there's Lyme's disease, hot Lymes, which my dad is battling, by the way. He's been battling it since December of this past, in 2023, he's been battling. He's been up and down. You know, he has good days, he has bad days. Yeah, he's 75 years old. I get that, but age really doesn't have anything to do with it, because I know people that are my age that have dealt with the same symptoms that my dad is dealing with. But it's an ongoing thing, and it can last quite a while. But he's slowly but surely getting better because of the severity of Lyme's disease that he has. Luckily, you know, I'm not saying that Lyme's disease, there's a good end of it, there's a bad end of it. It's all bad. You don't want to get it. You don't want to deal with it. You know, I've dealt with it, and it's completely wiped me out. You feel like you have the flu, but even worse, your body aches. You can't sleep at night. You know, I was down at my in-laws when I was battling it. I just did not sleep, and it wasn't because I was in a different house, because normally I sleep very well when I'm at my in-laws' house, and I appreciate them letting us stay there when we were off doing what we were doing that weekend. But I just did not sleep. I ached so bad, high fever, and you just got to take the measures that you can to prevent the ticks from getting on you, from biting you. I got into those Lone Star ticks. They're very dangerous. Had a couple of them on me, dug into me when when we got done that night, picking them off of me and stuff, using that tweezer method, but I still got affected by it, and it's not something you want to deal with. So those are some of the recommendations that I can offer you to help prevent the risk of Lyme's disease and other tick-borne diseases this summer while you're working on your habitat projects. Guys, thanks for joining me in this video. God bless you all. Keep living the dream.